play much better.
Now the Hokies won the toss. They will defer. Notre Dame will receive the opening kick. Just seconds away from getting started. Chris Tyree back at the goal line. And this is special on a Saturday night here in Blacksburg. And this crowd is ready to blow the roof off. And again, just a gentle mist started falling about, maybe a half hour ago. Tyree back, and it will go through the back of the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. So eager to see who the Fighting Irish are going to bring out. It will be Jack Cohn as the starting quarterback. Now, he has the experience, Tim, no question about that. Led Wisconsin the Big Ten title game and a Rose Bowl. 18 starts for the Badgers.
Yeah, and you would think that the big game experience, having played in big environments in general, has given Brian Kelly, a feeling of confidence of why he's getting the nod tonight.
A little bit of a size advantage over the other two quarterbacks as well. On 1st and 10. They're going to hand off immediately here to Chris Tyree, who ripped off a 55-yard touchdown run against Toledo. He'll pick up 3 on the first carry.
And just to kind of finish up quickly on Cohn, as he's the starter here, I really get the sense that Brian Kelly is looking to stabilize the offense, not necessarily get a spark for the offense. I think they feel like they can be close.
Kyren Williams also in there at the back. Cohn's going to fire, and quickly he'll connect with Williams, but a flag is down. Williams with the reception, stopped by Hollifield, but a flag.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 85, was covered up, went downfield on the pass. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Obviously, North Carolina was plagued by huge penalties when they came in here and took a loss.
Yeah, and Brian Kelly told us, last week was so frustrating because they felt like they beat themselves, and pre-snap penalties will drive coaches crazy. And you're right, now in this environment, to get off schedule and have the crowd become a bigger factor is not what Notre Dame's looking for.
2nd down 12. Going to throw. Flushed out of there, dives ahead, lots of pressure on him. Taiwan taking Cohn down. McGarvey with the stop. 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, and I think you got to be careful here if you're Jack Cohn. 3rd and 12, and if you're, Tommy Rees, the offensive coordinator, the kind of situation you want to put your quarterback in, who's been in a bit of a quarterback controversy early on a 3rd and long.
They put Austin in motion. Cohn, pressure again, and down he goes. And sacked for a 9-yard loss. Amari Barno, the man to get him.
Yeah, here's Barno. He's coming from out here. It's going to be a little spin move inside, and Joe Alt, who's playing left tackle, the true freshman, just isn't able to get enough on him. This is a heck of a move by Barno, and really gets held in the process. I think Notre Dame felt like they were going to be able to match up along that offensive line, but Barno is a heck of a pass rusher and puts on a nice move there.
Tavion Robinson going to try and run it out of there. Got across the 40-yard line, but not much. Punt of 47, a return of 4. And here come the Hokies. Braxton Burmeister. He is 5-0 here at Lane Stadium. Had a career day at West Virginia. 223 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Will he air it out more tonight?
Yeah, I think the goal is for him to be more efficient in the passing game for sure. Now, the one thing he's done a tremendous job of is protecting the football, but I feel like they've left big plays out on the field because he hasn't, as Kelsey said in the open, really pulled the trigger.
Goes short to Robinson, who's running at number 25, stacked up as he got across the 40, and met by Kyle Hamilton, the All-America candidate, who is Mel Kiper's number 2 overall pick.
And I think that we're going to be saying number 14's name quite a bit. Kyle Hamilton covers so much ground at 6'4", playing free safety. He just does a good job of getting to the football, and obviously does there on 1st down.
Jalen Holston, a running back. Burmeister, the junior, out of California. What a journey it's been for him to get to this side of the country after starting out at Oregon. Nick Gallo, the tight end. They're going to keep it on the ground, and nothing there. The Irish stack him up. And that was Holston, who got nothing. Drew White with the hit.
Yeah, now we're going to see, another 3rd and long situation, obviously this time for the Hokies. And I think these are the areas where, Brad Cornelson's done a good job of calling plays to get guys open, but it's now about Braxton Burmeister delivering on the throw.
He's had a lot of good 3rd down calls there at 45.3% on 3rd down. On the run, he's going to fire for the sideline. He threw it away. So good pressure again by the Irish. And nothing doing there for the Hokies. Notre Dame coming in 4-1. Lost for the first time last Saturday at South Bend to Cincinnati, 24-13. As you mentioned, they were sloppy against the Bearcats with 3 turnovers, 7 penalties. Brian Kelly said it was ridiculous. Too many turnovers. And they're going to start right around the 24-yard line, a 37-yard punt. Notre Dame. The lead side with the first possession. 3 and out. Man, these fans get creative. For me as a broadcaster, this is a bucket list to be here in Blacksburg. Michael Mayer wearing number 87 on the sideline. He's been dealing with an abductor issue, Tim. He was not in there in that first series.
And it seems strange for Notre Dame to be on offense and him not have his helmet on.
So calling 1st and 10. Will throw that one short to Williams. Williams trying for the sideline. And Holofield there with the stop. But, in the pregame he looked okay, but that abductor.
Yeah, and watching him play last week, it clearly was bothering him. He looks like he's a little hobbled there. Again, no helmet, even in his hand, it doesn't appear. And for a guy that's been such a huge part of their offense, you think about it, 3 touchdown catches already this year. It's a big loss if he's not going to go.
Number 2 in the country in receptions by a tight end. Williams trying the left side and dragged down by Narell Pollard after a 5-yard pickup.
Notre Dame does so many different things formationally with Michael Mayer, in terms of giving him opportunities, isolating him. This would be a perfect time where they would use him on the 3rd and
2. Williams with the carry, and he'll dive ahead and pick up the 1st down. He's a dual threat. He can run, he can catch. Rushed for 91 against Purdue. He caught 6 passes against Florida State.
Yeah, he's a really good runner, an all-around back. And you see the number 3 running back prospect, according to Mel Kiper. I talked to some pro scouts on the field before the game, and they certainly are excited about him. It's been a bit of a struggle so far this year.
Hey, empty look here for Notre Dame. Kelly talked about that this week. He'll get that fired and complete to Austin for a 12-yard pickup.
Yeah, and this is a nice job by Jack Cohn, just kind of hanging in there. They are in empty, kind of clears things up for the quarterback. Looked like he wanted to escape just a little bit, but does a nice job of hanging in the pocket and then hits Kevin Austin on the in cut. It's a nice completion by Jack Cohn.
Austin with 2 touchdowns against Wisconsin. 1st and 10 for the Irish. Williams again, but he's going to be tied up. Got nothing there. Jermaine Waller, very tough on that corner.
It's a really good play by Jermaine Waller. He's the corner at the top of the screen, and he just is able to slice under and beat the pulling guard, Correll, who's coming around there. And that's a really, really nice job of your corner in run support.
2nd and 10. Williams again, a running back. He'll take it. Bit of a hole opening up as he gets across the 50-yard line. He'll gain 4 on that carry.
I'm just getting the sense early on that Notre Dame and Brian Kelly and probably his staff have challenged this offensive line. The way that they've come out, clearly trying to run the football, be patient with running the football.
There were a lot of questions about that. The quarterback issue is one, and could they run the football here at Virginia Tech tonight? 3rd down and 6. They'll back off. Cone handing off. It's Tyree this time, straight on. And picked up close to 5 yards there. Griffin tied him up. And going to be short. And 4th and 1 coming up for the Irish.
Yeah, and again, a run on 3rd and long, and then, you know, a 4th and short. This is what I mean, just getting the sense that Brian Kelly has challenged this offense, this offensive line. Going to change how things have gone so far this season.
Notre Dame to go for it here on 4th down and 1. Going under center. And blown dead. 8th play of the drive here for Notre Dame, a flag down.
False start, offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Yeah, now you have to punt, and this is, I think, what the fans feel. You see the left side of the screen, the left guard, Coral, just jumps off sides as Dax Hollyfield is trying to blitz into the A gap, and this is the type of thing that I think makes a crowd feel like they are part of a football game. It's 4th and short, they're screaming, going crazy. It gets the offense to jump off sides, and now they're punting the football back.
Jay Bramlett, who boomed one 72 yards against Wisconsin. Robinson will let that bounce and off into the end zone. 49-yard kick. Fuente, his defense stout early. 0-0 game.
Bundle home and car insurance.
Tremendous crowd here in Blacksburg, as is always the case. Taco Bell welcomes you to the Liv Moss Student Section of the Year contest. Use hashtag Student Section Sauce to get the committee's attention, and go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. Maybe already a major factor in this game. What a bad penalty for Notre Dame.
Well, I mean, terrible penalty. You're going for it on 4th down, and the penalty forces you to punt. And well, now all of a sudden, instead of keeping the ball and getting into Virginia Tech's area,
Gallo gets a little jump pass from Burmeister. You talk about an athletic play there. And that could have gone absolutely nowhere. Winds up picking up 15 yards.
That's the best way to describe it, Dave. It was an athletic play. You just look at it, kind of gets stuck with the football as, you know, gets some pressure inside, and does a great job of just finding Gallo, who ends up being uncovered.
Nick Gallo, one brother, PJ, played tight end at Maryland. His older brother, Eric, was an offensive lineman at Virginia Tech. Going to keep it on the ground. But a gain here out of Blackshear, stopped by Bertrand. That's a 7-yard pickup.
This is a good job blocking up front. Brock Hoffman, the center, gets a great block. And, you know, Raheem Blackshear's got plenty of room to run. And I think Justin Fuente felt like their offensive line would be able to hold up and get movement in the running game.
Connor Blumrick is the new quarterback, the junior from Texas. He's going to take over, at least for the moment, for Burmeister. And takes the snap. He's going to run it. And he's going to pick up a first and extra. He's going to gain 17 on that carry.
Yeah, and they feel like he's a good runner. At 6'5", 215, he covers a lot of ground. It's just quarterback sweep, almost like student body left. And does a good job of getting inside the block of Lasita Smith and getting up the field.
1st and 10. And Tech moving the chains here. Trying to get on the board, about 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Burmeister back in. Julius, the tight end, in motion. He's going to look to throw. Trying to hit a receiver, and he will. He'll get Trey Turner on that sideline for a big gain that goes for 18.
It's a really nice job by Braxton Burmeister. He's got off coverage, and Turner is going to run a little shake route. Post corner, and does a good job of getting the football out on time. Missing outside, and You know, if you get that type of off coverage with these receivers, I do think both Robinson and Turner are good enough to make plays like that.
1st and 10. He's going to fire, incomplete. Trying to dive inside, but a flag is down on the play. His intended receiver was Robinson, but a flag dropped. Was it Cam Hart?
Before the pass, holding defense number 5. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Indeed it was Cam Hart, the sophomore out of Baltimore, the corner for Notre Dame.
And maybe that left arm there. I was looking to see if this ball was tipped. It looks like they're calling the hold prior to that, which is what the official said, which is the right call. It's interesting, off coverage by Hart on the previous play, pressed on that play and get a run pass option. You see the challenge that it creates for the secondary.
Notre Dame defense with 9 interceptions. All told for the defense, 12 takeaways, one of the best in the country. Blumrick is back in there at quarterback. He's going to keep again, diving into the center of the line and gain a hard-earned 2.
Blumrick's an interesting guy. That Texas A&M transfer, a little bit like Logan Thomas. So you think back to a previous Virginia Tech quarterback, a guy that's probably physically talented enough to gain a little more weight that he could play tight end. And I think they kind of want to sprinkle him in on some of these quarterback runs because Burmeister running it as much as he has run it, they're worried about him holding up physically.
Yeah, he's working on sliding. He said, I need to get better at that. My teammates, my coaches, they're all saying it. He's going to take off here and get down close to the 6-yard line for a 6-yard pickup.
Well, he doesn't slide there, and that's a pretty good job. A nice read and run by Burmeister. They're trying to pitch and kind of option off of the edge defender. But you see his quickness, too. I mean, he is a slippery, elusive runner with very good speed, and got a glimpse of it there.
Spotted at the 7, so 3rd and 3. King back in at a running back. This will be the 7th play of the drive coming up for the Hokies. Trying to punch it in. Looking for their 4th win. And their 2nd in the ACC. Handoff for Blackshear. Bouncing outside. Now cuts back in. Still working. He dives into the end zone. Outstanding determination by Blackshear as he scores the touchdown. Able to keep on churning and found the end zone for Virginia Tech. Parker Romo on for the extra point. And the Hokies tonight here in Blacksburg drawing first blood against Notre Dame. And he will stick the extra point to make it 7-0.
The Hokies get on the board first. Raheem Blackshear bottled up at first, but does a great job of sticking with it, punching it into the end zone.
Blackshear into the end zone, 7 plays, 80 yards on an impressive drive.
It's a really impressive drive, and good to see, if you're a Virginia Tech fan, to see Braxton Burmeister make some pretty good plays in the passing game.
He'll come out to the 25, and that offensive line was outstanding.
Yeah, and that was the key here, especially with a slow developing play. Lacita Smith and Brock Hoffman do an excellent job of working up because Drew White is going to blitz, but they basically stone it, which is why when Blackshear, escapes outside, it's there, and then it's Parker Clements, the freshman tackle, blocking down the field with Tavion Robinson, just sustaining blocks, which allow Blackshear to bounce it. So it's a heck of a job of everybody kind of getting involved, blocking up front to allow Blackshear to bounce it and find the end zone.
Hey, those tackles go 6'7", 6'9".
They're gigantic.
A cone back in, quarterback. Hand off here to Logan Diggs. He gets his first carry and picks up 3 yards for the Irish. Hokies, of course, defeated number 10 North Carolina. They got on top in that game 14-0. And the Hokie coaching staff believes that's what really kept this great crowd in it all night long.
Yeah, and I think it's a great point. You know, sometimes crowds will get tired. They'll be excited at the beginning, but maybe disappear if it's not a close game and then come back in the fourth quarter. That didn't happen week 1.
Cohn's going to roll and fire that one out of bounds. And good pressure by Barno again. And as you said, we're going to be calling that name quite a lot tonight if the Virginia Tech defense has a big game.
He's a really unique player. 6'6", 245. He's so long, plays with great energy. He's got good pass rush moves. And we've already seen him have a pretty significant impact on this football game.
Crowd wants to make an impact here on 3rd and 7. They know how to do it. Man in motion, Austin, the wideout. Cohn with time. Now it really breaks down, and he goes down. For a split second, he had a receiver. Josh Fuga came out of nowhere, the 6'2", 310-pound freshman, to drag him down.
Well, you say he came out of nowhere, and I think really what happens is Jack Cohn, here's Fuga right here. He's going to get a great push. But watch Cohn in the pocket here. He's got a pocket, I believe, and he kind of just drifts up into it and allows Fuga to make a play. You know, kind of stay right there, kind of drifts to his left some, and you know, makes it a hard block for Andrew Kostovic, and kind of walks into the sack.
So the Irish forced to punt. Robinson, proudly wearing that 25, finds a bit of an opening, spins ahead, dragged down around the 40-yard line. 47-yard kick, a 10-yard return. And later this week, ACC Network will have its annual basketball tip-off and conference media days. The men are Tuesday, the women on Wednesday. Packer and Durham, and nothing but net, with 18 hours of coverage starting at 7 a.m. Eastern on both days. Also available on the ESPN app. Great fun to come to Virginia Tech to call college basketball. I've done that 2 or 3 times. Never a football game. This place is just incredible. Back to throw. Now I should say handing off here, and the carry will be made by Thomas. And Thomas gets nothing on that one. And stopped by Heinisch. Has a lot of experience tonight. His 54th game of a standout career. We'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Burmeister engineering a terrific drive moments ago to get them into the end zone. 7-0 Hokies. And a flag down. And you saw Robinson in motion. 1:17 to go here in the first. But another penalty.
Offside defense, number 41 with contact. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That is Kurt Heinisch.
You know, it's interesting. I never understood this. I really haven't, Dave. I mean, you're literally, the ball is right under your nose. But, you know, these are the things that I think Brian Kelly, you know, was referring to a week ago. Some of the sloppiness. Already seen a couple mistakes offensively, pre-snap penalties, and now one on defense.
It's their 4th penalty already. Gallo in the slot. It's going to be fumbled. Picked up by Burmeister. Going to try for the sideline. He's taken down at the 45. Stopped by Cam Hart on a blown play.
This is a blown play. You get a sense, though. You see Burmeister hobbled a little bit. The guy dealt with some broken toes a year ago. You get a sense of his speed. You know, it's a bad exchange, but he's still able to get to the perimeter. Just get a sense of how fast Braxton Burmeister is.
3rd and 5. Wants to put it in the air. And complete to Robinson. He'll spin away from a tackler. Picked up some extra yards. Moving the chains. That's a gain of 11. 1st down.
And I think this is a play that they're looking for out of Braxton Burmeister. He's got, you know, pressure right in his face. There's no way with this look that he can see Tavion Robinson. He's trusting where he is based on where he last saw him. And I think that that's part of what Justin Fuente is talking about in terms of, you know, letting it rip.
Field was a catch. The previous play is under further review.
So they'll take a look at it. Tavion's sweet feed Robinson with a nifty spin move after the catch, but Rusty Acree, the replay official, they're going to check to see if his knee was down when it went down.
Yeah, it looks like when he goes down, that right knee prior to that, like right when he's catching the football, this right knee hit the ground, and it looks like it does. But does it hit the ground before he catches the football, and does it come up? Yeah, that's going to be knee down, catching the football right there. So there's going to be no run after the catch. So the spot of that football.
And right now they're spotting it at the 45. And making the first down. Take a look at where he was.
So it looks like it's about the 49-yard line. And so, you know, he gained another 4 yards on the run after the catch. I mean, to me, that is 49-yard line. If we can go back to see where the line to gain was.
So 9 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Right now the ruling on the field is down at the 45. The line to gain was the 50.
Yeah, and so, listen, it's smart for them to look at this because it is close in terms of the line to gain. But that ball is caught across the 50-yard line, the 49-yard line, which will result in a first down. It'll cost, you know, the review will cost Virginia Tech 3 yards, but it's not going to impact the first and 10.
After further review, the receiver's knee was down at the 49-yard line. However, it was enough for the line to gain. First down.
So Robinson with a catch for the first. And Virginia Tech on top of the Irish 7-0.
And I'm 1 for 1 on review.
We keep track of those things, believe me. Of course, Virginia Tech nearly pulled off a road upset of the Irish last year. They lost 21-20 at South Bend. Ian Book leading Notre Dame on an 18-play, 87-yard game-winning drive in that one. They're going to let it run out here. So that's the end of the first. Virginia Tech with a strong drive to get it into the end zone. Virginia Tech and Notre Dame, ACC Network primetime football. Great to have you with us. 7-0 the Hokies. And they have the football. Burmeister testing out what might be a sore leg. Didn't look bad there. On the carry, he'll gain 6.
Yeah, on that, you know, bad snap that they had earlier, he took off and run. Just looks like he takes a shot to his quad and, you know, was a little hobbled when he got up. During the break, was kind of stretching that quad out. And because he's such a threat as a runner, as we just saw, you know, something to just keep an eye on as he comes out now.
Connor Blumrick back in there. So he's been in there for 3 plays. Robinson in motion. Blumrick, the transfer junior from Texas, who played in 18 games at Texas A&M. It's going to be Turner trying for the sideline, tried to bust free, certainly got the first down. He'll gain 11.
And just a convoy in front of Trey Turner. I feel like these receivers, they're trying to get him the football more, handing it to him, especially a guy like Turner, not a bad idea. And it's Holston and Tenuta leading the way. There's a convoy of blockers for Trey Turner.
Burmeister returns. 1st and 10. Hokies driving it again. And Turner a little bit shaken up perhaps. Standing now, very good sign. Burmeister will fire it right into the deck and incomplete. Intended for Keyshawn King. Turner's such a key man, top target certainly among the wide receivers. He's number 1 in receptions.
He's really a nice all-around player. He's really good in the slot. He's got an outstanding feel. He's good when he plays outside. We saw what he could do on kind of a jet sweep. Getting a nice 1-2 punch they have with he and Tavion Robinson. So
yeah, he's had 3 career 100-yard receiving games. Second down 10 for the Hokies from the 32. And we'll keep it on the ground again. And straight on it was King. A 3-yard pickup.
You know, Virginia Tech's used a lot of backs, and we've seen Holston, we've seen Blackshear, there's Keyshawn King, who had a very good freshman year. Last year was, you know, not as good. And a lot of people could say that with, you know, the uniqueness of the season, but rolling in a bunch of different backs.
That'll be Raheem Blackshear here. He has rushed for 3 touchdowns this season, so this is the 8th play of the drive. And a key call here for Burmeister at 3rd and 7. Wants to put it in the air. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Going to keep on running across the 20 as he steps out of bounds and picks up a first down. Boy, he can really break your back with his ability to do that.
Yeah, and that's, you know, demoralizing for a defense on a designed, you know, pass play to have a quarterback run. It ends up being an excellent job by Dwayne Lofton, who's going to come in kind of on the right side of your screen. You can barely see him. He runs a shallow cross, but then he decides to pick up and block, and really Lofton is in the game because Trey Turner is out of it.
Burmeister playing a very confident first half. Gets him to 19. Blackshear into the pile ahead. They keep on pushing, and he'll gain 3 yards. The stop by Bertrand came into the game anyway with 48 tackles, top 20 in the United States. And Turner has returned. So very good sign for the Hokies. Trey Turner, the 6'2 junior, and a man down. That is Jacob Lacey, the nose guard. And grabbing at that knee. 11:45 to go in the first half. Jacob Lacey headed for the tent, but I got to tell you, we're overjoyed to be able to say that watching the replay of that potential injury.
Yeah, a lot of times linemen, both offense and defensive linemen, get rolled up on. It looked ugly. Good to see him walking off.
So 2nd down 7 for the Hokies. It's going to be Turner again. Turner trying to make a move, gets the sideline, trying to get to that pylon, trying to drag that foot, and he stepped out. Unable to get into the end zone, but a heck of a run for 15. And they're going to go quickly here. 1st and goal. From the 2, trying to punch it in. On the carry, once again, it's Blackshear, and he's denied.
Yeah, it's a good job. A little touch pass to Trey Turner, and then it's really good blocking on the perimeter. I thought initially he maybe was close to getting in, but clearly steps out of bounds with that left foot right there on the 1-yard line. And then sometimes going too fast, you can have the defense lined up incorrectly. It can maybe not work to your favor. And now new quarterback.
Blumrick back in. On the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal. Blumrick will keep it. Running away from pressure to the end zone and overthrown incomplete. And the pressure brought by the Irish.
And you got to think those things are almost just tendency breakers. Not that they don't think it's a play that can score, but you know, Blumrick, who's really come in as a runner, and that's what he's done, whether it's the West Virginia game or whether this game tonight. You know, just so you're not running the football every time he comes in the game, but Notre Dame does a good job of covering it up.
Lacey headed for the locker room for the Irish. 3rd and goal. Burmeister back in. Holston in the backfield. Tight end Gallo in motion. Quarterback's going to throw, trying to fade it to the end zone, and overthrown, intended for Turner. So unable to get it in. Cam Hart with a good coverage.
Yeah, and it's really just, you know, he's kind of faking a slant. He's really running a fade, just trying to sell the inside move, and the ball's really not close by Braxton Burmeister. And Justin Fuente made the point to us, like, hey, let our receivers touch the football. Let them get their hands on the football. We believe they're good. We like our chances going up against these defenders, and Burmeister doesn't allow that to happen.
Parker Romo on, 19-yard attempt, and he will drill that. So the Hokies on top, 10-0, 10:35 to go in the second. These programs, of course, Notre Dame can boast 13 NFL Hall of Famers, most of any school. Virginia Tech right now has 21 players on NFL rosters.
A lot of good players. Maybe none better than Michael Vick. Obviously, Bruce Smith, who we saw, is in the building tonight. And yeah, great tradition of football here. Definitely a nice, they weren't boos, they were some bruise
former teammate of yours.
Yeah, that is true. I probably remember it better than he does.
Well, the Hokies on top, 10-0. Tough sledding so far for Notre Dame. They've been stymied. 2 sacks, 4 penalties in the first quarter. 10:35 to go here in the second. Tim, you also played in front of a crowd like this. You played in Blacksburg while at Boston College. What was it like?
The loudest place I've ever played. Well, you guys are surprising me with a little video here, but this maybe was the only good play of the night for Dedrick DeWalt. But the reality is, as loud as any stadium that I have ever played in, and that includes being at the Vet, playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, or any other stadium. It just is, it feels like vertical stands with all the noise and everything just kind of right on top of you. And you get down and behind, it makes it even harder.
Tyler Buchner, the freshman, is in at quarterback. He's going to hand off the football and trying to bounce outside is Williams. With a good gain, he'll pick up 10. Tyler Buchner, the dual threat quarterback out of San Diego, the freshman. Talented prospect. He's played in 3 games. He was solid against Toledo in his debut in week 2. He's in there tonight.
And the feeling is that this is planned. This isn't, hey, we've pulled Jack Cohen. This is Tyler Buchner has a unique skill set that we want to utilize as a runner. And that's why he's in.
And he's running it right now, straight ahead of steam for a 7-yard gain. Took a pretty good hit, too. Brian Kelly said this week, I would not say that Tyler is out of options of playing in any game this year. So he hinted at it.
Yeah, and I think that there will always be a package for him at this stage because of what we just saw. I mean, you see the way that he just attacks downhill running the football. It does help you to gain another, weapon, if you will, in the run game with the way you've struggled running the football.
2nd down 2. They put Austin in motion. Trying for that first down. Trying to push ahead and pick up 1 yard.
Yeah,
a couple plays ago.
What I mean about, why he's in there. I mean, that's it. In between the tackles run, it's a tough physical run. He's got very good speed. In situations like this, staying on schedule and getting to 3rd and 1 and having the quarterback be a threat as a runner is exactly what you're looking for when he's in the lineup.
3rd and 1. Buchner takes the snap. Williams with the handoff picks up the first down and extra. 6-yard gain for Kyren Williams, and a stop by Peoples.
Yeah, here's a good example. Here's Peoples. Watch how he's worried about accounting for Buchner holding on to the football. See that little hesitation there? Just that hesitation allows Williams to get his shoulders square and up the field and convert for the first down.
The Irish at midfield. Buchner back to throw. Airs that one out, has a receiver, and that's going to be caught down the sideline. Jumping toward the end zone, but out of bounds is Kevin Austin. Almost got in for 6 after the catch. That's 46 yards.
And it's a beautiful throw. Press coverage on Waller. He does a good job of winning and getting on top, and then look at that throw. Beautiful throw by Buchner. And one of the things that happens when you're good at running the football with your quarterback, it forces the defense to get into man coverage, oftentimes with no help, to create easy decisions for the quarterback.
First and goal for the Fighting Irish on the 4-yard line. Buchner has come in and made a very big difference right away. And now whistles right away. And a timeout. First and goal, Notre Dame, and Brian Kelly taking a timeout with 7:35 to go here in the first half. And the Irish knocking on the door here in Blacksburg and trying to take this huge crowd right out of it.
Yeah, it's a big time response.
The ruling on the field is a catch and the runner was out of bounds. The previous play is under further review.
So they're going to take a look at this.
Yeah, and I had a feeling that that's what Brian Kelly was so upset about, because his left foot is down. Now his right foot, if the heel touches down on the ground, he clearly steps on the line. But if that heel does not make it to the ground, watch his right heel as his toe hits the ground there. The toe's inbounds, but it's that heel that barely touches that line, which I think it does. I think it's the correct call by the officials on the field. But there's no doubt it was close, and probably why Brian Kelly was really looking for this play to be reviewed.
Yeah, I mean, to take absolutely nothing away from the effort by Kevin Austin. Terrific catch. Heel got the line. And stepping out right now, ruled at the 4-yard line.
But you see how close it is.
Ooh.
I mean, you know, if that heel actually doesn't make it all the way to the ground.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Notre Dame is not charged a timeout as replay buzzed down to review the previous play.
And that's a nice little break as well, because it seemed like they were waiting for it to be reviewed when it wasn't. Maybe some confusion at the line of scrimmage with your freshman quarterback, and that's why the timeout was called.
First and goal for the Irish. And by far their most impressive drive of the first half here in Blacksburg tonight. Buchner again. Going to hand it off for Williams. Kyren Williams with Jermaine Waller there with the stop and a gain of 1.
When you get down into these goal line situations, a lot of teams want to play cover 0, because then you can account for everybody, especially the quarterback in the run game. And if I'm Notre Dame, I'm doing something to get Buchner on the move.
Quarterback's going to keep it, finding the end zone. He's trying. He gets there to the goal line and in for a touchdown. Notre Dame strikes. Buchner. What a huge lift for Notre Dame. Well, how about this effort? He was still on top of the defender as he spun over into the end zone.
And Dave, I think that's the reason why it is a touchdown. It's basically quarterback power extra. It's a good job of physical running by Buchner, because that's Shamari Connor, who, you know, has an NFL future as a strong safety. And kind of running through that contact, being able to get it into the end zone.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. The previous play is under further review.
So another review as they take a look at the 3-yard touchdown run by Tyler Buchner, coming off the bench, the freshman from San Diego.
And assuming this stands, which I believe that it will, because as you said, Dave, he's on top of Connor before he touches down in the end zone. This is an impressive 75-yard touchdown drive by a freshman quarterback on the road, down 10, to give Notre Dame a spark offensively.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Touchdown Notre Dame. And on the scoreboard with Dorer coming on for the point after, a 5th-year man. Notre Dame's been very fortunate 3 straight years with the same punter and kicker. Door out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And trying to talk about something having absolutely no chance. That turkey leg there. 10-7 now. Notre Dame on the board.
Like I say, don't get bashful now, buddy.
Yeah, no time to get shy when you're doing that kind of damage. King's going to take it out on a kickoff across the 20, finding a little bit of room up that sideline before he is nudged out 33 yards. As we take a look at tonight's Players Spotlight, brought to you by Geico. Kyle Hamilton, we've been raving about him tonight, the 6'4 junior safety. The #2 overall prospect, says Mel Kiper, in the upcoming draft.
I mean, he's an outstanding player. The size is rare for a guy that plays safety, covers so much ground. He's really good at everything. He's great at playing, center field as the free safety, coming down and run support, plays man-to-man coverage, and really was a fine player from the moment he stepped on campus in South Bend.
Yeah, 3 interceptions already this season. Had 2 against Florida State in week 1. Burmeister back at quarterback. Has time. Now he's going to roll, and he's going to throw it out. So had a few moments there, and for more on Hamilton, let's toss it down to Kelsey Riggs.
Well, guys, I got to catch up a little bit with Kyle Hamilton this week, and one of the things that he told me was, listen, I'm a confident guy, but I go out here with my teammates. I do the best I can, believe in myself, and everything else pays off. You guys are talking about what he brings to the field, but the leadership is a key part for this Notre Dame defense as well.
It's a little surprising to see him not on the field, at this moment.
We talked about another key guy, Michael Mayer, being out the tight end tonight. They're going to stay on the ground here, and a carry by Keyshawn King. Bertrand with another tackle. 2-yard pickup.
And Hamilton's a guy that plays plays some on special teams, and he's back in on a critical 3rd down. I think it's one of the things that Marcus Freeman, the defense coordinator, is probably like, look, we're going to get you some snaps, but critical down and distance. Need 14 back out there.
Burmeister facing 3rd down and 8. Coming up on 6 minutes to go here in the second. And as anticipated, a tight one here at Lane Stadium. Burmeister looking downfield. Here they come. On the run. Gets away. Can't get away twice. Big chase there by Isaiah Foskey, who came in with 5 sacks on the year. And that's going to lose 9 yards.
Just look at the absolute effort. Foskey is going to come from over here. We don't see him just yet, but he's going to come in from the screen over there. Well, he's going to loop around. That's where he came from. But watch him track this down. Just awesome effort in pursuit of the football, and actually rips at it and nearly gets it out.
Tagovailoa Amosa also in on that play, as Williams will down it. 46 yards on that kick. Our Bojangles' big moment of tonight's game.
Well, it has to be Buchner coming in the football game. That's the big Bo moment, because he came in and really lit a spark for this Notre Dame offense. Really doing it all. Run on early downs, then an outstanding throw, and then obviously the tough goal line run. And it's why it's probably no surprise that he is still in the game at quarterback.
Strong runner, too. 6'1", 215, the freshman. Puts Tyree off his right shoulder and hands it off to Tyree. Got free for a moment in the center of the line, and a 6-yard gain for the Irish. Keontae Jenkins tied him up to bring up 2nd down and 4. Under 5 minutes to go before the break. And they go empty again.
Yeah, and empty is a unique formation as they motion, because the quarterback is such a threat as a runner.
Going to throw it short and off the fingertips of number 25, Chris Tyree. And Tyree, by the way, from Chester, Virginia, was heavily recruited by Virginia Tech. Justin Fuente was asked about this week. He said Chris is just an awesome young man. He went to South Bend.
And he's wide open on that play there. And I would expect Notre Dame to come back to some of that empty set stuff, because it will help define things for Tyler Buchner.
Third down 4. Buchner wants to throw and incomplete. Trying to find Avery Davis there. Did not make the play. And Notre Dame to punt.
Yeah, and as good as we've seen Buchner be running the football, it's 2 throws in a row where he's just not accurate with it. You know, as Avery Davis turns around, ball is kind of fired at him, low and away outside, away from where he's turning. And some of those routine plays in the passing game, you know, need to be made for Notre Dame's offense.
Tavion Robinson given the honor of wearing the Beamer number this week, number 25. He's back ahead to the 25. Gonna let that bounce. It'll keep on bouncing for the Fighting Irish inside the 10-yard line. Good kick, 56 yards. On ESPN. We're in Blacksburg, Virginia. What a place to be on a Saturday night. Notre Dame and the Hokies, Burmeister and company, trying to get the offense in gear again. It's gotten sluggish here in recent drives, Tim.
It has, and with, you know, just around 4 minutes left in the half, this is a critical drive. At a minimum, eating up the clock, flipping the field if you're Virginia Tech. But it's been a bit of a struggle, and I think staying out of some of these known passing situations would be critical, because I feel like Notre Dame has done a very good job of blitzing the protections in those known passing situations. And it's really, you know, the thing that's killed, you know, the last couple drives.
2nd down and 8. Burmeister will unload. He'll fire. Tough catch by Turner. Gets away from another tackler. Really tough to bring down on the first effort. He gets 19 on that.
Yeah, and that's why they want to get Turner the football more. He's just running basically almost similar to the shake route he ran earlier. It's a run pass option, so you're not running that glance in behind the linebackers. You're bouncing back off of it, but then the run after the catch, also outstanding.
His brother P.J. Hairston played in North Carolina, first-round NBA pick of the Charlotte Hornets. Jalen Holston now the running back. Going to hand to Turner, trying to slice inside, but Notre Dame sees that coming. Drew White snuffed that out.
It's a really good play by Drew White. You know, some of these perimeter runs, as they've motioned either a back or a wide receiver into the backfield to get on the perimeter, have been good plays for Virginia Tech. And Drew White, I think it said, I've seen enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and run it down.
White, the graduate out of Florida, brings up 2nd down and 11. And the clock continues to wind at 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Burmeister, good pocket protection, now steps up to run. Going to keep on running, and he'll step out. I'd like him to protect himself like that more frequently and not take the big time hits. Foskey chasing him out.
Yeah, and what's interesting is we had that shot of Justin Fuente earlier. I think he's looking up at the clock, and I think he's trying to kind of slow this down a bit. And you know, if you are going to give the football back to Notre Dame, if you don't convert here, obviously do it with as little clock left for Notre Dame's offense to work with.
Well, 3rd and 8. Trying to keep this drive alive. Burmeister throws, and a tough catch it would have been. Incomplete, intended for Caleb Smith, but incomplete, and it was Hamilton with the coverage.
Yeah, and Caleb Smith is just running right down the middle versus cover 2 when he's going to be open. The safeties, you know, end up splitting wide, and it's Kyle Hamilton running underneath. If that ball is just thrown a little bit further out front and higher, not only are you have the first down and completion, but also some room to run afterwards.
Going to be down there around the 20-yard line by Williams. A 49-yard kick. And coming up on the PNC Bank halftime report with Jordan, Eric, EJ, and the coach, they'll get you all up to date on the college football action today. In the ACC, Wake remaining undefeated, and Mac still winless against the Noles. And we saw North Carolina unleash their offense against Virginia. That was their best game of the year. Of course, they lost right here.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy what we've seen in the conference in general. And I think, you know, an interesting thing in this situation, I have to say I'm a little bit surprised in a 2-minute drive situation that you end up having Buchner, you know, as the quarterback and not Jack Cohn.
Did the clock run? 1:35 to go, first down and 10. But Kelly upset. Notre Dame with the football. Time to do something here. Working from the 20-yard line. Buchner has taken over as the quarterback here in the first half in Blacksburg. He engineered a terrific drive and scored on a 3-yard run himself. He's going to keep it now. Looking for the sideline, and he'll step out. And pushed out to bring up second down, a 4-yard pickup.
It's a good thing Barno is there because there was a lot of room to run for Buchner, and Barno's athleticism just ends up being kind of the key to keep that from being a huge pickup.
Notre Dame with 3 wideouts stacked to the right side. Buchner's going to fire over the middle, and that's going to be caught by Davis. Davis dragged down at the 40-yard line. Notre Dame with a big strike of 36.
A huge strike, and really good job with your eyes by Tyler Buchner. Good accurate throw to Avery Davis, and Davis, you know, I thought for a second if he's able to break that tackle was going to end up scoring. Tate Daly able to get him down.
First and 10, working fast. The carry is Williams, and a stop by Connor.
You see, just working in the slot, just a lot of room to work on that previous play for Avery Davis. Good throw.
30-second timeout.
You know what's encouraging about that throw right there, Dave? You go back to the previous drive. I thought Buchner just squeezed it too tight a couple times. You know, the 2nd and 4 throw, the 3rd and 4 throw. You know, we saw the conversation with Brian Kelly, kind of talking to him calmly, talking to him, you know, between series, and then to come out, quarterback run, and then nice throw there to give you, you know, your offensive team a chance at the end of the half. Pretty good response by the young quarterback.
Brian Kelly, by the way, passed Knute Rockne as the winningest coach in Notre Dame history when he beat Wisconsin on September 25th. Kelly now stands alone as the only Irish coach to post 6 seasons of 10 wins or more.
It's really, I mean, let me just look at this, 106 wins as a Notre Dame head coach. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure on a few positions in all of sports. I think head coach at Notre Dame, the quarterback at Notre Dame would be at the top of the list. And there's no doubt that Brian Kelly done a nice job in his tenure as the head coach.
He really has. Just over a minute to go here in the first half. Buchner trying to keep them driving here. Williams still on his feet, will scamper out, and he'll pick up 3.
You just see the ability of Kyren Williams, how elusive he is. You know, it's just, you know, the year hasn't gotten off to the start that I'm sure he thought that it would, but with so many changes along the offensive line, I think we'll see better days ahead for him.
Very capable of breaking off a backbreaker. Buchner throwing long, and overshoots his receiver Austin, but there is a flag down, dropped at the 20-yard line. And the Hokies, they know exactly what's coming here with 50 seconds to go before the break.
Holding defense, number 17, 10-yard penalty, first down.
And Tate Daly is playing inside of Kevin Austin. And Kevin Austin does a good job of closing the cushion before he crosses Daly's face, and that's why Daly has got to grab onto him, and maybe ends up being a good penalty for Virginia Tech because that could have potentially scored.
Hokies with their first penalty. They don't get any penalties. They've been outstanding all season long. Buchner with the carry, trying to dance outside, dragged down around the 25. That was Chamari Connor, the ball hawking defensive secondary star. And 51 seconds to go and a timeout. to bring up 2nd down and 8. Some news and notes in the ACC. Virginia defeating Louisville 34-33. Wild one there. They trailed by 17 entering the 4th quarter.
That's wild. And to think, I think Brennan Armstrong threw it 60 times in that football game, which, you know, I think is a product of their inability to run the football, but certainly no quit in Bronco Mendenhall's team. And, you know, somewhat surprised that it took overtime for Wake Forest, but there you go, undefeated in the conference and obviously 6-0. Dave Clawson, I mean, the job that he has done there is nothing short of remarkable.
I don't know if you can say enough about what Dave does at Wake Forest. He's brilliant, and his team off to a great start. They're not getting enough love. We're going to give him some right now. Big time.
And he's had guys transfer out of that program that would have been really significant contributors, and everyone in college football has faced that, but what a start for the Demon Deacons.
Yeah, perfect. Buchner back to work. Empty backfield again. 2nd down 8. He wants to throw. He's going to hit Williams. Williams pushed out. He'll gain 8. Nasir Peoples to push him out of bounds.
And I love the design by Tommy Reese, offensive coordinator for Notre Dame. Get into empty, motion Kyren Williams in so that he can get you know, a stack release to get off coverage, and you know you're going to get an easy free access throw, and it helps define it for your young quarterback. That's well done.
Irish with another big 1st down on this drive. 47 seconds to go in the 1st half at Blacksburg. Buchner's been a huge story. The freshman coming off the bench, looking for the end zone. A fight for that, but incomplete. Intended for Austin in a corner.
That's a good job of seeing it by Buchner. He ends up getting 0 coverage again. It's all-out blitz, man-to-man, no help. And Jermaine Waller does a pretty good job of playing over the top, and you have to think this would be an area where Michael Mayer would loom large, but without him in the lineup, Buchner going to have to look elsewhere.
Quarterback's going to keep it, trying to bounce out. Now cut back inside, got inside the 10-yard line. Boy, Buchner, a tough runner. That's a 10-yard gain.
Tough and fast, and you know, I would have thought he maybe would have stayed outside with the potential of getting out of bounds, but you can see the threat that he adds. This has been a 2-minute drive, but my count, this is at least his 3rd design quarterback run. We talked, Dave, at the beginning of this game about how tough this environment is. It's loud, it's hostile, it's difficult to communicate, and Buchner has come in and really been the spark that Notre Dame needs offensively. And he's certainly done it on the ground, but he's made enough plays through the air as well. And you get the feeling that this could be a situation. Look, he is the future of the position at Notre Dame. And I had to get the feeling if he's going to play like this with how it's gone for the other guys, that he might just get it now.
Yeah, the future is now.
Correct.
For the Fighting Irish, well, he's trying to punch it in again. Here comes the 9th play of this drive for Notre Dame. 1st and goal. Mayer remains on the sideline. That's a giant weapon. Buchner has tools of his own, though. Looking to throw it. Fires for the end zone. Touchdown. That one caught by Kyren Williams. And Notre Dame scores again with less than a minute to play before halftime. And the Irish on top, 13-10. And this is the most quiet this place has been all night.
I mean, it's silent. And, you know, a really impressive drive by Tyler.
Dorr on for the extra point, and he will stick it. And Notre Dame leads it 14-10 on a touchdown pass thrown by Tyler Buchner.
Well, Kyren Williams is going to run an out route, and they're rotating the coverage, Virginia Tech is, to the middle of the field, which means somebody's got to go with Williams. It's man coverage. And so, if it's not man, then there's just got to be some type of match in zone by Alan Tisdale. Whatever it is, it's a bust. You see how upset Jermaine Waller was, because that's not Waller's, zone or area to defend. And so he's furious because he's covering the receiver outside. With the outbreak from the inside receiver has got to be matched or covered by someone else, and I think it's Alan Tisdale in that defense.
And Kyren Williams telling the student section for Virginia Tech, be quiet. Be very, very quiet. Notre Dame leads it 14-10. 32 seconds left before halftime. And back inside the 5, it's Blackshear, wants to bring it out. And shy of the 20-yard line. Well, we talk a lot about the environment here in Blacksburg, Virginia. It is special, it is unique, incredibly loud. But Notre Dame has the upper hand and has them very silent at the moment. Virginia Tech, of course, will get the ball to start the second half.
And to think that it was a freshman backup quarterback that has come into the football game to quiet this crowd that was so into it as Virginia Tech got off to an early lead.
You talk about unfazed. Tyler Buchner, he's that. Burmeister on the roll, and we'll throw it out with 22 seconds to go.
And Dave, you said, if you're going to go play at Notre Dame, you are going to go play, and there's going to be a lot of scrutiny in terms of what you're doing, especially if you're a quarterback. And we've seen that in recent weeks. And so you would think that Brian Kelly and his staff are recruiting guys that can handle some of these environments. Coming here and playing in Blacksburg, going to Ann Arbor and playing Michigan, playing in some tough environments, and Tyler Buchner's done a good job tonight.
Well, he was a 2020 Max Preps All-American as a junior in San Diego. On that sideline, completed to Caleb Smith, and a 10-yard gain with 16 seconds to go. And a timeout. And Virginia Tech will take one. Their first time out of the half. Well, certainly is the #1 story tonight coming out of Blacksburg. It's Tyler Buchner, the 6'1", 215-pounder from San Diego, the freshman, coming on. And you make a great point about the kind of kid you recruit to Notre Dame. Brian Kelly and the Fighting Irish and the coaching staff have to be delighted with the energy and the production he was able to give. Burmeister rolling again. He's going to fire that one and complete. He got it to Robinson. Sweet feet with the catch and a first down for 23 yards.
Well, Virginia Tech does a good job of chipping on Foskey, which allows Burmeister to get to the perimeter and then find Robinson, and a little bit of life here.
Just 10 seconds to go. They line up Trey Turner, the dangerous receiver, off to the right against Clarence Lewis. That's that matchup if they want to go deep. First down 10. Burmeister looking downfield again. Another one of those jump passes. It's Robinson to catch, and he quickly gets out with 3 seconds to go. A 13-yard gain.
It's a nice job of Braxton Burmeister managing the pocket. They're running shallow crosses to hit a wide receiver on the move so he can continue and get out of bounds. Manages the pocket, finds Robinson, and now at least give your team a chance for a field goal.
Yeah, this would be from 52 yards for John Parker Romo. Confidence has been a little bit shaky in him. He can solve that problem right now by sticking one from 52. with 3 seconds to go before halftime. Notre Dame on top 14-10. Got a lot of leg, and that one is good. That's a confidence booster at the end of the half to make it a 1-point game. The Hokies with a 52-yard field goal.
Well, it's been described as an adventure, this kicking game, but that is perfect and right down the middle, and that is a big kick. And you think about the momentum swing after giving up a 2-minute drive, to have that type of response, pretty big for the Hokies.
Lots of swings, no question about that. Let's go to Kelsey with Coach Kelly.
Coach, Tyler came in and gave you a huge spark. How would you assess what you saw from him in the first half?
I did well. I mean, we ran the ball well, and you know, he gives us a dimension, but he made some throws, and we protected him better. And you know, again, we've been, you know, trying to hold off going to him, but you know, he got our football team playing to the level they need to, and you'll see him in the second half.
Thanks so much, Coach.
All right, our thanks to Coach Kelly. We've got a tight one here. 1-point game at the break, and after this short break, Jordan comes your way with Eric, EJ, and the coach. The PNC Bank halftime report coming up from Blacksburg. And just
what an impressive finish down the stretch from a Wake team that looks slow out of the gates in the beginning.
And guys, we talked about it this morning. This is a good football team. They understand the process of winning.
Was very impressed. He looked unfazed by the big crowd. Did a good job quieting them. He and Kyren Williams. Keyshawn King's going to bring out the kickoff as we open up second half. He finds room to roam and punches that across the 30. That's a 30-yard return. Kelsey talked with Coach Fuente moments ago.
Coach, you told us you really wanted to see Braxton kind of let it fly in the first half. What'd you like about what you saw?
Well, I think he's played well. He's protected the football, but still made some plays, both with his feet and his arm. You know, we kind of felt like it may look like this, you know, coming into this game. It's a heck of a football game right now. There's a lot left to play.
We knew there was a possibility that you may see a few different quarterbacks from them. They bring in Tyler, and he seemed to spark their offense. How do you slow him down?
Well, he certainly did, throwing the ball. You know, made some plays throwing the football. So we got to get a couple things adjusted and see if we can make him do something else.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Pretty relaxed there. It's the first time Virginia Tech has trailed at half this season.
Well, it is interesting. Take that nugget and then look at how relaxed Justin Fuente was. Seems like he's pretty confident in what his team's response will be, getting the football to start the half and just being down 1.
Second down 10. Burmeister back in. He's going to hand off the football as they try to sweep it off to the left side. And a carry by King will get just 3 yards. And he is hobbled. He's going to step off. Hokies at 3-1. 6 of their first 7 are here in Blacksburg. Win over Carolina was their first over a top 10 opponent since 2014 when they beat Ohio State.
You see the third down numbers, obviously not good so far for Virginia Tech. It's a critical one here.
Burmeister throws, finds a man in a flat, tough catch on the spin. Blackshear's loose. He finds the sideline, and a huge gainer, and a great play call here for the Hokies for 25.
And it seems like Cam Hart just is unsure of if is he playing the football, is he putting a big hit on Blackshear, and you know, because of that, you know, it's almost like you know, a defender that's trying to avoid targeting or something. I mean, just doesn't wrap up at all, almost like he gets caught somehow in between. And good job of keeping your balance by Blackshear on the spin move and run after catch.
Hokies right away here in the second half on the move. Blackshear diving in on the carry and a 2-yard pickup. And still working on King on the sideline. It's one of 4 backs who have gotten some action and seen the football tonight. Second down and 8. At the 39-yard line of the Irish. Burmeister with the pass, and Turner Turner, if you let him loose, he is going to burn you. And another big gain here. Bracey finally ties him up out of bounds, but that's a 10-yarder.
Yeah, it's a 10-yard gain. You're getting off coverage. Just throw the hitch outside on time and in rhythm and get the ball into the hands of Trey Turner. I mean, in some ways it's pretty simple, you know, and it also will force Notre Dame to kind of defend the entire field, all 53 1/3 wide. I think it's one of the things that Justin Fuente really wanted to get out of his quarterback, is spreading the ball out, letting guys like Trey Turner get the ball in their hands.
Down to the 29-yard line of the Irish. Handoff outside again goes Blackshear. Blackshear dragged out. Stopped by Clarence Lewis, but that's an 8-yard gain and an impressive drive here.
Yeah, impressive drive and impressive speed we've seen a couple times out of Blackshear. The transfer from Rutgers, really versatile player. He's a good runner, but really in space, I think, is what makes him a unique player. Very good in the passing game, as we saw earlier on that 3rd down. Kind of one of these satellite players. You move him around, get him in space, and typically has the ability to make plays.
We've seen that over the years under Cornelson, the offensive coordinator. The backs can catch the football for the Hokies. Straight ahead, big gain. Finally dragged down is Blackshear, but he'll pick up a 1st down. Those chains keep on moving. Drew White preventing a touchdown.
Yeah, and look at the job that Brock Hoffman does, coming right at us, basically come off and then seal that block, and Virginia Tech nearly able to split it because of the patience of the runner and the blocking up front.
1st and 10 on a 15. Burmeister has them rolling on this drive. Notre Dame with a 1-point advantage. At the tight end in motion, Gallo. Once again, the back is Blackshear. He's the workhorse on this drive. Stopped by Mills, a 3-yard pickup. So 2nd down and 8. And now Jalen Holston, the junior out of Stockbridge, Georgia. He comes in as the primary back.
You just look at the 8 plays, 56 yards and a 5-minute drive. You know, when they were faced with the 3rd and 7, the beginning of this drive, pretty good response here by the Hokies.
Holston gets the football. No, he doesn't. It's going to be Burmeister instead. Burmeister throwing for the end zone, and a touchdown. Robinson, 13 yards for 6. Touchdown. And the Hokies strike again, and they jump in the lead, 19-14. A flag is down. A flag on the play.
Yep.
There are 2 ineligible receivers downfield offense, number 76, number 54. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
If you look at it, they're saying 76 and 54. It's Hoffman and Lecitus Smith at the bottom of your screen. And see Smith get down the field there. Hoffman get down the field. You know, the coaching point for these offensive linemen is the quarterback escapes. Like, go ahead and retrace, get back near the line of scrimmage, and they don't do it there. Got guys downfield, and it negates a big play for the Hokies.
And negates a touchdown. Still a 1-point advantage. Burmeister on the move, and he's going to dump that one out on the run to bring up 3rd down and 13. Pressured by Drew White, the middle linebacker.
Seems like Burmeister just has a natural tendency of always wanting to escape right, even when it doesn't call for it. You know, whether it's protection in the pocket, the ability to climb up inside the pocket, but the natural feeling, and I think it's because he's got such good speed, is escape to the right as a right-handed thrower, and sometimes you just run out of options with receivers going the other way.
So 3rd and long. Burmeister firing short. Robinson still on his feet. And some tough yards after the catch. Bracy with a tackle, but they gain 11. And brings up 4th down and 3.
They nearly come away with it here. It's good hustle. Potentially a face mask that could have been called, but it's good hustle. It's a jailbreak screen. And it's just a good job of the defensive front for Notre Dame to get back down the field in pursuit to make that stop before the first down.
Irish with a man down. 4th down and 3, and Romo on to kick with 9:06 to go here in the 3rd. Ademilola, the defensive tackle, he's going to jog off.
I think it was Ademilola that did a nice job of kind of after the initial pass rush, realizing the wide receiver screen, was able to kind of rally back to make the tackle.
Now Romo is hit from 19 and from 52. This from 26 yards. And that one is up, and that one is good. So the Hokies have jumped into the lead 16-14 with 8:53 to go in the field.
Yeah, and you know, those don't look like much, but if you're getting 3 yards by handing the football off, running up the middle on inside zone, you'd be.
Could have been. That was Chapman, Armani Chapman. He had it right there in his, but it's paid off. Quarterback will fire, and it looked like it may have been tipped as he threw that one out, and pressure by Isaiah Pryor.
And again, much like we saw earlier, pressure right in his face. See, just kind of unable to follow through, and then kind of awkwardly shaking that arm. We've seen that. The quarterbacks following through, hitting their hand on a helmet or an arm. Burmeister looks to be okay.
2nd down and 10 from the 17. Burmeister will hand that one off for Holston. He's also a very solid wide receiver as well. He'll gain 2 yards on that carry. So 3rd down and 8. Burmeister came in having thrown only 5 touchdowns, 1 interception.
But he hasn't made the critical mistake, and you know, I think playing a true freshman quarterback with the way the offense has looked for Notre Dame, still got to be the most important thing for Burmeister.
Lofton, the receiver, in motion. He's back to throw. Time to get one off. Lofton with a fight as he went out of bounds on that, and that is going to be picked off. It's intercepted. Intercepted. Quite a fight. They're still down and battling for the football. 6:23 to go in the 3rd, and interception. Now that was the ruling on the field. Now they separate them.
Well, Bracy just does a good job of undercutting it. The ball is left inside, and that's an interception.
Yeah, that's Tariq Bracy, the senior.
And just as I'm saying, you know, he hasn't made that critical mistake. Here it comes. You know, you're backed up. You know, your team just nearly had a turnover, and Kyle Hamilton kind of mixing it up a little bit. Some of the Virginia Tech players, but that ball's just left inside. And because of that, Bracy's able to drive on it and make the play.
Bracy with a heck of a play. Ball spotted on the 19. Well, they're going to spot it at the 29-yard line. And the 10th interception this season for the Fighting Irish, 3rd most in FBS.
Well, they certainly have been ball hawks, and Bracy does a good job there.
So Tyler Buchner trying to lead Notre Dame back to the end zone again. Williams in the backfield, and the quarterback will keep it. He's going to bust ahead across the 20-yard line. Buchner continues to gain tough yards, stopped by Chamari Connor, but he'll gain 11.
Yeah, just watch this move on Holyfield, the linebacker. I mean, that is breaking ankles there. Playing with 2 high safeties, they decided to run the ball, quarterback run, and that's not down in 2-hand touch.
Going to stay on the ground once again with Williams on the carry. Williams bottled up by Peoples, a 5-yard gain for the Fighting Irish. After the interception, trying to turn that into more points here in Blacksburg with the Hokies up by 2. Second down 5 at the 13. Williams on a carry to the 10. Connor with the stop.
And it just feels like Notre Dame is running the football better with their backs because of the threat of Buchner as a runner. And this just be an interesting opportunity for a response. You think about how that last drive nearly ended with an interception. Brian Kelly in the ear of Tyler Buchner. Now they get a break with getting the ball in the red zone. See if they put it in his hands on 3rd down.
Williams and Diggs. 2 backs there along with Buchner. On the shotgun. Another handoff. Trying to get into the end zone. It's Williams. Gets free and he dives ahead and he's going to score. 6 for the Irish. And there were 3 missed tackles as he gets in. A 10-yard rumble to the end zone.
You said it, 3 missed tackles. What an outstanding effort by Williams. There's one there. There's Chamari Connor, who's an excellent tackler. That is power, balance, and outstanding effort to Kyren Williams.
So a quick turnaround, a touchdown after the pick. And Notre Dame back in front, 4:29 to go here in the 3rd. And with the extra point, comes into the end zone again. A couple of times he's been pointing to the crowd. He's been, letting the crowd have it a little bit here. Maybe that was what was going on with Brian Kelly. With that conversation, Blackshear will take it across the 20, out of the near sideline and shoved out. So the Hokies looking for an answer, 27 yards on that return. That was after his first touchdown. And then the 10-yard run just moments ago.
It could easily be Brian Kelly saying, look, you're running the ball great. Let's keep it going and let's not entice this crowd. But they have gotten Kyren Williams going, which I think was one of the mysteries to the start of the season, that he wasn't running the football better, because the reality is there's no doubt he is a really, really talented back.
Burmeister with a little play action will roll, and incomplete, and intended for Tavian Robinson. As we take a look at tonight's running back spotlight, brought to you by Arby's.
Well, pretty obvious which way we're going with Notre Dame. It's Kyren Williams, and he's done a really good job in all areas. Same thing with Raheem Blackshear, who's been good on the ground, good catching the ball to the backfield. And I would expect Virginia Tech to continue to try to find ways to get Blackshear the football.
2nd down and 10. Burmeister throws short and complete right around the 40-yard line. That goes to Caleb Smith, and a 10-yard gain. We shall see. It's going to be close.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I don't know that they got a favorable spot.
Going to dive ahead and pick up the first down here on 3rd and short. So just shy on the reception, but pick up the first down on the carry. Yeah, Notre Dame with a 21-16 lead. Under 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd.
We just mentioned Blackshear, who's spotlighting the running backs, and I think that a good opportunity to try to find ways to get Blackshear the football as they're unbalanced in the passing game.
Burmeister throwing long. He's going to try and air it out, but nobody home there. Nobody within a mile.
All right, so I mentioned they get in unbalanced. You see everyone here. They're going to fake the quarterback run, and Burmeister thinks he's getting a post, but instead he gets a comeback outside by Trey Turner. You can see why you think he's going to the post. The middle of the field is wide open. It's probably some type of read. Middle of the field open, go to the post. Middle of the field closed, hook it up outside. I would guess it's a missed read by Trey Turner.
He wants to put it in the air again, and is going to overthrow his receiver here on the near sideline. He wanted Blackshear, but too high. And 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, and that's just not a good throw, and those are the things that get frustrating. You call a play, underneath coverage is soft. Blackshear is open in the flat. Instead of throwing over guys, find a throwing lane and get your talented running back the football in space. Burmeister not able to do it there.
Hokies facing 3rd and long at the 41. Burmeister stepping up, has to run out of there. Notre Dame will drag him down. Anamilola with the tackle, and he is hurt. Burmeister kind of grabbing at that arm in the shoulder area as he was dragged down.
Seeing it looks like he's kind of grabbing his right shoulder, but he's got a defender on top of him and just kind of gets driven to the ground. And I think oftentimes you see quarterbacks get injured that way. Your weight plus the weight of the defenders. It looks like he grabs for it immediately.
And walking off here with 3:02 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Notre Dame on top 21-16. And on 4th and 6, Hokies to punt. So the Irish about to get it back. Under 3 minutes left in the quarter. Williams back there. And we'll let that one bounce. They'll keep on bouncing. It takes a Hokies bounce. 53 yards with that punt. And let's go to Kelsey for more on Kyren Williams.
Well, I got to catch up with Kyren this week, and one of the things that they talked about all throughout the week really is just how different this offensive line is and how they have struggled running the ball. They lost 4 offensive linemen to the NFL last year, and Kyren told me, look, I've got to do what I can to make stuff happen on my own. You can't change the past. The other thing I talked to him about was this environment, and he pointed out, look, this is my first year really playing in crowds like this. And so he said, I can't let myself get too emotional and in the moment, because he really does feed off the energy.
Well, he's in the end zone right now with Tyler Buchner, who came on in the first half to take over the quarterback duties and has not let go. He's going to run out of there with the football. And Tisdale with the tackle on Buchner, a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, I love the fearlessness of Buchner as a runner. I mean, backed up, with your feet in the end zone as you're catching this snap, and the way he attacks. I mean, he runs as if he weighs about 225 pounds, not 215 pounds.
He can take a lick. He's taking some hits. 2nd down 4. And Williams with the carry off to the left. And tied up by Josh Fuga after a 3-yard gain.
Like Williams' helmet came off, which means we'll have to leave for a play.
But picks up the first. Logan Diggs now in there at the running back spot for the Irish. As we close in on the 4th quarter, here at Lane Stadium. First down 10. And off again. And once again, it's going to be Diggs with the carry. Tisdale with another tackle, a 5-yard gain.
3 really impressive runs by Notre Dame, after being backed up, and obviously some concern on the sideline for Virginia Tech as Braxton Burmeister continues to have his right shoulder evaluated.
Now, can he return? Connor Blumrick, the junior out of Texas, has played a couple of downs in this one, but not many. 2nd and 5. Little play action. He's going to rifle that one incomplete. Wanted Avery Davis. Peoples was there on the coverage, and we have 57 seconds left in the quarter.
I think Buchner gets away with one there. They're running a post deep cross combination, but that throw was a little flat. Some danger involved as well.
3rd and 5. Notre Dame 3 out of 8 on 3rd downs tonight. Buchner wants to throw and picked off. Intercepted. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Waller. His 4th interception of the season. And runs it back for the pick 6. And just like that, the Hokies are on top with 50 seconds to go in the 3rd.
It's an outstanding play by Jermaine Waller. He just jumps the route. He doesn't have anybody behind him. It's just seeing what's in front of him and reading the quarterback through the wide receiver.
And they're going to go for 2. Hokies on top 22-21, looking for a 2-point conversion. Blumrick is in there along with Holston at quarterback at the running back spot, and a flag is down.
False start offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty. Remains the try down.
That is the tight end Gallo with the false start. Waller has just been sensational. 4 picks. Former standout high school quarterback in DC, as Tim often tells us, your best athletes are always your quarterback.
Everyone knows that's the case on both sides of the ball tonight as well. And interesting here, obviously going for 2 even after the false start penalty, which now I think means that Blumrick has got to end up throwing the football.
Back to throw, fires for the end zone, and it's intercepted. Notre Dame returning the favor. That's Bauer. Bauer across the 40-yard line. Blumrick going for the 2-point conversion, but picked off. So these two sides trading picks.
Well, going back to the interception, you have 2 high safeties, which means this guy is the flat defender, and that's Waller. And so I think that Buchner gets fooled by the way the safety to that side is drifting towards the middle. But it allows Waller, just look at how aggressive Waller is as he's looking back through the receiver to the quarterback. He's just there, and then the caliber of player that Jermaine Waller is, he's not going to drop it like the one we saw Chapman drop earlier. And Brian Kelly, I think, telling Buchner that he should have been working the other side based on the picture that he was given from the defense pre-snap.
How about that for Waller? 4 picks, tied for the most in the country. That's Salerno back on a kick here by the Hokies. And a fair catch. And a 1-point game again. That was the case at halftime, although Notre Dame had the lead. Will be NC State BC on Chestnut Hill next weekend. It's our ACC Network primetime game presented by Geico. Both of those teams idle this week.
It's nice that you'll be able to walk to the stadium next week, Dave.
It's about a 5-minute scamper for me. Can't wait for that.
It's going to be interesting to see the response from Buchner after a critical error, how he handles the situation.
He's going to keep the football, trying to dance ahead, and dives for the gain. He'll pick up 8 yards. Last seconds of the third. And what a game. And what a fourth quarter we have set up for you. 22-21, the Hokies.
How about the elusiveness? I mean, that easily could have been a tackle for no gain. And Buchner's quickness allows him to sneak through for 8 yards.
Second and short. And a handoff. They've been using both Diggs and Williams. Lots of flags down as Williams takes a hit, but flags are dropped with 7 seconds to go in the third. And take a look.
It's just a crackback. Here's the other issue with it is that is a high hit. And I would not be surprised if there is a targeting call along with
There
this.
are 2 fouls on the play, both by the offense. Holding is declined. Personal foul, illegal blindside block. Number 88 is accepted. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
It's an illegal blindside block, but what makes it even more dangerous is how Mitchell Evans is going up into the head and neck area with his shoulder on the defender. I mean, to me, like, that's Tisdale, and that is a blindside block. So he's in many senses defenseless up into the head and neck area.
Yeah, so you were looking for targeting there. Evans is one of the tight ends. Second down and 15. And that's the end of the third. And that discussion with the Notre Dame coach.
The previous play is under further review.
So looking at that play.
And they're looking at it for targeting. I mean, it's an illegal crackback. So the crackback is talking about a player that doesn't see, you know, this block coming in from inside out. You know, and is there an indicator? Is there, like, you know, it's not a launch, but is it an aggressive move to the head and neck area with forcible contact? And to me, it is. You know, I have a hard time with these targeting calls and how they work and all of that. This play existed in football for a really, really long time with very little concern about it. But I think this is the type of stuff they're trying to remove from the game, and I think it's going to be upheld as targeting.
So that's exactly what they're reviewing right now here in Blacksburg on Mitchell Evans, the freshman from Ohio. And this is the last look we have for you. He wears number 88.
Yeah, I mean, it's is there an indicator? Like, he is approaching Tisdale.
Yeah, that's the best we have for you, by the way. Lowering the head before attacking by initiating forcible contact with the crown of the helmet.
Yeah, and I don't think crown of the helmet is in play here because I think He's initiating it with his shoulder, but that doesn't mean that it still can't be targeted.
Leading with the helmet, shoulder, forearm, fist, hand, or elbow to attack with forcible contact at the head or neck area.
And that's where I think it comes in. And because we're talking about an illegal blindside block, we're talking blindside block, I think they kind of think he's defenseless.
That's the end of the third quarter. After further review, personal foul targeting number 88 offense. Number 88 is disqualified. The 15-yard penalty for the blindside block was already enforced.
Mitchell Evans disqualified. His night is over for targeting. And also the end of the third quarter. So it's on to the fourth. Should be a dandy. Virginia Tech 22, Notre Dame 21. Down the stretch we come. The ball, Notre Dame is down a couple of tight ends. We mentioned that Michael Mayer has not been involved in the game. He's been out with injury. And now Mitchell Evans, another tight end, has been disqualified. And a quarterback to keep the football and dive ahead. And a 3-yard pickup for Buchner.
You know, Notre Dame's got to get something going offensively. Not a single passing yard in the third quarter for the Irish offense. And, you know, Buchner, for as good as he was in the first half, kind of created a couple opportunities for Virginia Tech with bad decisions.
Another tight end, George Takis, is now into the fray here for the Irish. Buchner to throw, dumps it over the middle and incomplete. That was intended for Williams.
And Notre Dame's just trying to run a little slip screen to Williams. Look on the left side of your screen. It's just a little slip screen. He's right there. You know, I get it that Barno is coming in your face, but like find the throwing lane. Just get him the football. You know, for as poised and calm as Buchner seemed when he first came in, it seems like it's spinning a little bit out of control at this point, as Brian Kelly's having a talk with him on the sideline. And remember, this is a player who really didn't have a senior year of high school football, coming from California in a COVID environment.
Robinson's going to jump on that at the 35-yard line, 42-yard kick. Tavion Robinson, Burmeister, well, he got knocked around a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and it's been a concern for Virginia Tech. Dave, you mentioned earlier about the desire to get him to slide more as a runner, and he's just not a real big guy. And as many times as he's been running the football with a lot of contact around him, it's just been a bit of a struggle. You see him warming up and a bit of a grimace on his face as he's trying to do so.
So Blumrick trying to run the offense here with a 1-point advantage. He's going to pitch this one and trying for that left side. It's Thomas. Thomas chased down by Lewis. Clarence Lewis and a 3-yard gain.
And you know, for Blumrick, they like him a lot as a player. There's always a plan to have him in the lineup and playing and have a plan for him. But you know, I don't know how they feel about him as a passer in passing situations. So wouldn't be surprised if we see Knox Kadum, the other backup.
Kadum, good size at 6'3", about 200 pounds. And staying on the ground here for more on Burmeister. Let's toss it down to Kelsey.
Well, guys, when he originally came out, he came over and took a seat on the sideline, and they were really checking out his whole entire right arm from his shoulder all the way down to his fingers. He got up off the bench, he threw a couple of passes, and then that's when they decided to take him back into the locker room. And he spent a significant amount of time there. Now he's back on the sidelines, and the good news is he is throwing, so it doesn't look like he's been completely ruled out, since it's good to see him throwing, but we'll see what they do from here on out.
Yeah, when he threw one of them, it looked like he wind-staffed to that on the sideline. Pressure, but got the pass away to Blackshear, but nothing doing there. Going to take a loss here of 3 yards.
It's another good example, Dave, of Myron Tagovailoa doing a good job recognizing the screen and then pursuing to the football. We've seen a few instances of that tonight. Just generally good awareness by the defensive front for Notre Dame, and then great pursuit to the football.
Yeah. Tagovailoa can really pick him up and put him down for a man of his size. And that's going to keep on bouncing. Went for the save, but couldn't do it. But it goes for 64 yards. 22-21 Virginia Tech. From his 20. They string him out. He'll get the pass away and complete to Austin. So he made something out of what could have been nothing right there, and they pick up 12.
Yeah, and really, I think he does a bad job of trying to escape outside the pocket there. Should sit up in it. Instead, he gets outside. And that's just a tremendously athletic play by Buchner. And you see why they're excited about just the raw ability. But I do think you got to be careful if you're Brian Kelly and Tommy Rees of how you call this drive for Buchner. Just really trying to give him easy completions and not put him in a situation where something bad can happen.
Early in the fourth quarter. He's going to pitch it. And a little toss here for Diggs. Actually, it was for Williams. Williams with the carry. And he's stopped by Hollifield. A 7-yard gain, however, and he's going to limp off. And Kyren Williams off to the sideline. And Diggs back in. 2nd down 3. Diggs trying to get away and does make some extra yards out and into the sideline of Virginia Tech. He'll pick up 10.
That's a really nice run by Diggs, and it's a poor angle by Dorian Strong. Virginia Tech has got bodies there. It really should end up being a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and Dorian Strong, you see the freshman right here, it just, it's crack replace basically. The receiver blocking you blocks in. You now become the force player. Dorian Strong just doesn't keep leverage, and Diggs with great speed to the perimeter.
Yeah, the quarterback's going to take off and break one tackle. And got close as he'll pick up 8 yards on that carry.
You can see the method here. His method here is run the football, but give Buchner a chance to be involved in the run game. And I think that's what I mean about protecting the quarterback.
Second down 2. And it's Diggs. Good patience there through the line as he picks up the first down.
Yeah, it's good patience, and it's a nice job of Kristofik, the left guard, holding some strength at the point of attack. And if you're Virginia Tech, you have to start to think, all right, how do we get other guys involved in support in the run game? Because right now, Notre Dame's having their way with you running the football.
Moving to change down to the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Buchner once again keeping it on the ground. And Diggs diving ahead. He'll pick up 2. And tied up by Chamari Connor. A ball hawking safety for Virginia Tech. 2nd down and 8. Nine minutes to go in the contest. Buchner takes a pretty good hit. They found him quickly. It was Hollifield again. Just a 2-yard pickup, but Buchner is now the leading rusher in the game for Notre Dame.
What's interesting is Notre Dame a few times has gotten into unbalanced. Then they motion the tight end that's off the ball and try to attack that open end. Pretty good pursuit by Hollifield to get there and make the play.
3rd down 6. And a timeout.
First charge, timeout, Notre Dame. Immediate timeout.
With 8:05. And be sure to stick around after the game for the huddle with Jordan, Eric, EJ, and the coach. A complete breakdown of all the ACC games today. In depth on this one. Right here on the ACC network. Empty backfield here for Notre Dame. Facing 3rd down and 6. This is where they could really use the big tight end Michael Mayer, who's been sensational this season. He has not played in this game. They have missed him dearly.
Well, I think coming off a timeout, having to communicate like this at the line of scrimmage is a dangerous spot to be in for Notre Dame.
Williams now to running back, trying to dart outside, stops. Nothing there. Gain just 1 yard, Tim.
And Notre Dame's just one-dimensional right now, Dave. I mean, have not completed a pass in the second half, and they've just decided.
And a flag down here, 7:56 to go. 22-21 Virginia Tech.
Personal foul, flipping offense, number 73. 15-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Verstappen, the center, with a personal foul.
He's right here. He's actually at the left guard
The left
spot.
guard here. Yep.
And yeah, I'm not sure about that for clipping. But it maybe has forced Notre Dame to throw the football.
On 3rd and 21. Buchner rolls, fires, and it's intercepted. Intercepted again by Peoples here. He got all the way back to the 45-yard line or close, and down in a heap goes Buchner and picked off. And a Hokie defense comes up with a big play.
It's a huge play by the Hokie defense. It's a massive mistake by Buchner. He escapes outside the pocket. Throwing across your body late down the middle is never a good idea for a quarterback. And then to make things worse, oh, just a totally after the play, not touched, just rolls his ankle.
And he is now in the tent. So keeping it on the ground. On the rush, it's Trey Turner. And a quarterback for the Irish in the medical tent.
And you know, the penalty forces a you know, if you will, a must-pass situation. I guess you could have run quarterback draw or something else in that environment, punted it, trying to get the first down, you throw it. It's a horrible decision to give the football to the Hokies near midfield.
2nd and 4, and a flag down.
False start, offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
They get Trey Turner for that. And now the Notre Dame Fighting Irish are looking back to Jack Cohn, who started this game. The offense stalled under him. Brian Kelly went to the freshman quarterback, Tyler Buchner. He led them early to some nice drives, but stalled after that, second half. 2nd down 9 after the penalty, and a big hit, the football loose. Lofton taking a crunching hit, incomplete.
And that's Kyle Hamilton. You can see why people are so excited about him, and I think he does a great job on this bang play of keeping his head out of it. You know, it's so hard to play defensive back, but it appears as he's approaching a defenseless receiver that he does an excellent job of still making a huge hit, but taking the head out of the tackle and out of the way of the head and neck area of the receiver.
3rd and 9 from the 45. Burmeister tucks it. He's going to run, and he's going to get that first down. Blumrick with the carry.
Because I feel like we could be doing the Army-Navy game right now, Dave, with the way that these quarterbacks are running the football rather than passing the football, but it seems like that's what is the direction that's best for both offenses right now. With Connor Blumrick in the lineup, he's much more dangerous as a runner than as a passer at this point.
First down and 10. They're going to hand off this time. And a rush by Holston. And he'll pick up 4. .5:55 to go. Second down and 6.
And I will tell you, because the expectation was not, some of these inside quarterback runs that you're getting with Blumrick, that's the direction I would go Virginia Tech offensively on second and third down.
Blumrick's going to roll. Evades a tackler and then takes some punishment. With 5:22 remaining, a flag, no flag down. He is down in some pain though. With 5:20 on the clock, and he is on his back. Blumrick in some pain. Going to walk off with some help. Connor Blumrick just made a scintillating run moments ago. Tagovailoa with a vicious hit to take him down. And Burmeister back in despite his ailing arm. Third down and 6. Going to test that arm. He's going to throw and a completed pass. There is a flag down. Caught by Turner on a leaping grab for 12 yards, but a flag. In a 1-point game.
Got it. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 14. 15-yard penalty, first down.
That is on a free safety, Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, and it's basically 3 up the middle. Both backers, and then here comes Hamilton. Diddle, 3 up the middle, and here comes Hamilton. You see how he closes on him, and that's probably one step too many. As he puts that shoulder right into the chest of Burmeister, who's already ailing, and Burmeister was slow to get up, but obviously tough, gritty performance from Braxton Burmeister tonight.
Boy, just to get that pass off. And has driven them down to the 14-yard line. And torn down is Holston. And another flag down on this play. Maybe on Kurt Heinisch here. With 4:50 to go.
There's no foul for horse collar. The contact occurred while the runner was still in the tackle box. Second down.
Still in the tackle box. The nameplate does count as a horse collar, but it's inside the tackle box. And it's also not like immediately pulling them down and yanking them from behind, which is the horse collar play. The fans don't like it, but that is the right call.
They certainly don't. Second down and 13. Burmeister, despite the bad wing, trying to get the Hokies into the end zone again. And the handoff here and nudged out of bounds, going with Jalen Holston again. He's going to lose yardage there, going to lose 3 yards.
And losing 3 yards going sideways. This is putting you in a really unique situation here. 3rd and 15, obviously unlikely that you're going to get the first down. I think at this point you're more thinking about how can we make this an easier, more direct field goal. John Parker Romo.
who has hit them from 19, 52, and 26 so far tonight. Burmeister flushed out of there. On a run across the 20, cutting back inside, hit him in the end zone, touchdown! Braxton Burmeister, a 19-yard touchdown scamper for the Hokies. Virginia Tech on top, 28-21. A 9-play, 56-yard scoring drive. And practically crumbling when he gets to the sideline.
Well, that's why I was curious if they were going to throw the football in that situation. They call a pass. He clearly doesn't throw it. What a gutty performance by Braxton Burmeister.
Extra point is good to make it. Well, the crowd absolutely roaring here in Blacksburg. You knew they would. As the Hokies will kick off after a huge touchdown by the ailing Braxton Burmeister, who's showing you what guts are all about. 9 plays, 56 yards, 344, and he finished it off from 19 yards, that rush.
Yeah, and we would not have even seen him back in there if Blumrick didn't get hurt. And, you know, now for Notre Dame, it's going to be a change at the quarterback position with Jack Cohn back in the lineup.
Now, you thought maybe they would think about Drew Pine here, because Cohn, you know, started the game and then was taken out of the game.
And Dave, I would tell you, that's what I would do.
Cohn's going to throw it on first down. Oh, vicious hit. After the completed pass, a flag is down. Williams took the hit by Holyfield. The flag dropped immediately. They're looking for targeting here.
Personal foul, targeting, defense number 4. 15-yard penalty, first down. The previous play is under further review.
Dax Holyfield, a junior from Shelby, North Carolina. Underneath 4 minutes to go here in the fourth. 29-21. Virginia Tech. Hokies have actually been losing guys left and right to injuries here in the last several minutes.
And as we look at this, to me, you know, with that angle, it looks to me like crown of the helmet into the face mask of Kyren Williams, which,
after further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 4 is disqualified.
Yeah, and that's the look. That's how the rule. That's the rule. Fans here don't like it, but that's the rule. I mean, it was the right call on the field by the official. It's crown of the helmet into the face mask of Kyren Williams, and you know, obviously assists this drive for Notre Dame.
So moves the football ahead to the 45-yard line. First down 10 for the Irish. Cohn wants to throw. Throwing short. Diggs trying to get free, but will pick up a first down. And 15 yards.
Just a little angle route to Diggs coming out of the backfield in this tempo.
Cohn airs it out. And off into the Notre Dame sideline. Second down coming up.
You know, if I'm Virginia Tech, and you've seen Cohn in the first half, he's obviously a stationary target, you know, in the pocket. I'm finding ways to get an extra rusher, to create as many one-on-ones as I can, just to disrupt him a little bit inside the pocket.
Firing again, and complete. Davis with a big strike. Avery Davis stopped by Peoples, but not before a 23-yard gain for the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, and clean pocket, being able to stand in there. Cohn on the money to Davis, running down the middle.
Wants to throw again and complete. Got another completion, and that one Lindsey, as he'll get a first as he picks up 11. Buchner watching. Notre Dame driving. First and goal. 3 minutes to play. Cone again. Diggs trying to dance and dropped inside the 5-yard line. Stopped by Nasir Peoples. He picks up 2.
Yeah, it was almost a missed tackle by Peoples. He's able to get him down. Remember, no Michael Mayer down here. The guys you're looking for are Avery Davis and Kevin Austin.
Notre Dame knocking on the door. He's going to throw it, and right there at the goal line stop, but did he get in? He did. Touchdown. Notre Dame with a touchdown. Avery Davis from 4 yards. And the Irish are on the board again. 29-27.
Yeah, and Avery Davis just lined up inside. He releases into the wake of Braden Lindsey, and that basically gives him a little bit of separation. A good accurate throw, good timing by Cone. And now here, without the threat of quarterback run, you know, I would expect some type of pick or rub play out of this receiver group in the bunch here up top for Notre Dame.
Going for 2. And a timeout. Virginia Tech.
Timeout. Virginia Tech. 30-second timeout.
2:26 to go. Right down to the end we come. Notre Dame going for the 2-point conversion to tie it.
And how incredible has this drive been for Notre Dame? I mean, the completion of Kyren Williams, the targeting call, the angle route to Diggs for a big pickup, a nice strike over the middle to Avery Davis, and then the touchdown to Davis, which was right after another nice throw to Lindley. And Jack Cone, for as rough as it was at the start, came in and gave his own spark to an offense that, after it was sparked by Buchner, then they went into a lull. I mean, this has had it all, and you think, you know, Brian Kelly is like, hey, I don't want the flavor of the week at quarterback. Well, how in the world do you decide with the roller coaster that we've seen from the quarterbacks that he's put out there?
Going 5 out of 6 on this drive. And Buchner remaining a witness. And Notre Dame trying for 2. Logan Diggs, the running back. 3 receivers stacked on the right. Cone takes the snap. Looking, rolling, looking, throws it up for grabs, and a catch is made. It's Austin in the end zone for 2. A sensational catch by Kevin Austin in heavy traffic, and we are tied 29-29. Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious is right. Notre Dame tries to run a play very similar to the play that they ran for touchdown, is they're trying to get Davis in the flat right away. Well, it's not there. And his Cone escapes outside of the right. I don't think he's throwing this to Kevin Austin. I think he's trying to get that to Avery Davis, knowing he's got to get it out of his hands.
What a catch.
And it's just amazing hustle by Kevin Austin, who's running a stick route, and then he's working for his quarterback.
Well, I guess you never stop working, right?
No,
that play took half an hour.
It was amazing. His Cone just decided to kind of escape out to the right. And look, rather than being a receiver, just watch your quarterback run and go work for him. Get near the football, good things will happen.
Well, Cone certainly in the clutch, but Kevin Austin working, never gave up on it. Makes a sensational catch for the 2-point conversion. We're tied at 29. And so Virginia Tech trying to take it out of there, but the coverage by the special teams. Jalen Holston, he stopped.
It's a remarkable play. Keep an eye here, though, on Josh Lugg, the right tackle. Happens quite a bit when quarterback escapes outside the pocket. Kind of gets the takedown with no call, and then amazing effort, just amazing effort by Jack Cohn and Kevin Austin.
Well, does Braxton Burmeister have another magic moment in him? He's battered and bruised tonight, but he came through with a 19-yard touchdown run, and that's going to be incomplete, intended for Blackshear. The crowd wanted another penalty. They'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and you have to be careful here as well. You know, to get a first down, make sure you use some clock, because giving the football back to Notre Dame with a quarterback that looks red hot could end up costing you the football game with this drive right here.
From the 18-yard line, 2nd down and 10 for the Hokies. Burmeister takes the snap. Looking to throw. Throwing long, it's Turner, and off his fingertips and incomplete. Cam Hart with the coverage on Trey Turner.
It's a double move. It's perfectly called. It's a stutter go, and they get him. And it's a really good throw by Braxton Burmeister. Trey Turner, that's a catch that he needs to make. Later hands and make that catch. It's a good throw with a quarterback whose shoulder is really bothering him. And it's a perfectly timed play call by Brad Cornelson, the offensive coordinator.
3rd down and 10. Pressure on Burmeister. He'll run with the football across the 20 and dives ahead. And he's going to gain 8. And bring up 4th down. And the clock running, under 2 minutes to play in a tie game. And Notre Dame will take a timeout, stopping the clock with 1:54 remaining. And bringing up 4th down and 1. Well, what a finish here. With about 2 minutes to play. There's been an awful lot of drama, really, on both sides of the football tonight.
I mean, I've seen multiple quarterbacks play. Guys get hurt. Guys come back in the game after being injured, after getting hurt, and then played some of their best football once that happened. It's been remarkable. And now, as Virginia Tech didn't take very much time off the clock, Jack Cohn, who's played when he was at Wisconsin, at Ohio State, at Michigan, in some huge environments, maybe all of a sudden the poise of being able to handle that moment, those moments, being able to kind of show themselves in how he plays with one more shot here in Blacksburg.
So Peter Moore back to punt with 2 minutes to go. And Matt Salerno back at the 35-yard line for the Irish. And a high wobbly punt. And he's going to take it on the fair catch at the 25, 48-yard kick. So Jack Cohn, benched earlier in the game. He started the night, then went to the bench, and for the longest time it looked like Tyler Buchner had started a new era at quarterback for the Fighting Irish, but the offense stalled under him.
It sure felt like it. I mean, he came in and it was like, boom, instant offense, and Brian Kelly was clear he was going to start the second half. Felt like, hey, we were just trying to hold off on it as long as we could. Then he really struggled in the passing game, rolls his ankle completely away from the play. It was maybe just what they needed to get Jack Cohn back in.
He's going to throw to the near side, and Lindsey with the catch and dragged out. Dragged out by Connor, but he'll pick up 20 yards.
And I think if you're Virginia Tech, you've got to pressure the quarterback and challenge the receivers, because when you have given Cohn a clean pocket to throw from, he's been nearly perfect.
29-29. Williams tries to spin ahead. Kyren Williams with a carry, 1 yard. 2nd down and 9 for the Irish. Cone looking and complete. They'll pick up another 1st down. That was Takis, tight end. We really didn't know if we'd see tonight.
No, because of the injuries at tight end, Takis pretty much played every snap on offense, and good job of Cohen. Again, a clean pocket for Cone. Good throw, completion of the tight end.
Well, handoff once again. Trying to dance down that side. It's Williams once again with a carry.
And looking like Derrick Henry with the stiff arm on Nasir Peoples, because that could have been a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Look at Kyren Williams. Saying, no, sir.
Well, he's caught one for a touchdown. He's rushed for a touchdown. 42 seconds to go. Cohen looking downfield and broken up. They wanted Avery Davis. The stop by Jenkins. And there's Jonathan Doerer, who hit a 41-yarder in the first overtime to beat FSU in their opener 41-38.
Yeah, and if you're Notre Dame right now, you got a play call here. You're probably running the football, trying to pick up the 1st down. Once you do that, have that next play called and run, because the clock's going to stop if you do, in fact, get the 1st down.
3rd and 1. Williams diving ahead. I'm not sure. Connor with the tackle. And the clock running down to 25 seconds.
Well, that's Josh Fuga there. Number 6 makes a play. And now it forces. Well, it looks like Virginia Tech is taking the timeout.
And stop the clock with 20 seconds to play. And 4th down and 1.
Timeout, Virginia Tech. Their 2nd timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
I got to be honest, I'm not sure why Virginia Tech is taking a timeout there. It's 3rd and 1. You stop them. And now the clock is a huge issue. Notre Dame's got 1 timeout left. Notre Dame probably has to decide what they're going to do in this area of the field.
And they put 22 seconds on the clock. So the Hokies taking a timeout there. 29-29. And Doerer, Jonathan Doerer, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. As long as 52. As mentioned, hit one in the clutch to beat FSU. And this would be from 48 yards. And they're lighting up Blacksburg, Virginia. And trying to ice the kicker, a 48-yard attempt. Doerer, a 5th-year man. So tons of experience. And a big crowd trying to distract him. And a bit of a delay here as Kelly has something to say. Let's get on to Kelsey.
Guys, I'm standing right here, and it sounds like there's some type of laser that is in the stands that they're taking a look at that's being shot down here. So they're seeing what they can do about it right now.
Feels like there's about 40,000 of them.
Looked like they were lights on their phones.
Well, a thrilling finish here. Jonathan Doerer about to attempt a 48-yard field goal here in Blacksburg in a 29-29 game. And at last we're ready. And here it comes. That kick is up. And that kick is good. Notre Dame in a clutch. Jonathan Doerer getting mobbed by his teammates. He sticks it from 48 to make it 32-29. Wow.
That's a huge kick in this situation with everything that we have seen tonight. The back and forth, the delay right before you end up kicking because you're trying to identify if there's a laser in the stands, and drills it from 48, which is just inside his career long.
Yeah, we saw a laser all right off the foot of Jonathan Doerer. And Kelly and the Irish on top. Well, last year was a thriller as Virginia Tech almost pulled off a road upset. Irish won that one 21-20 at South Bend on a late drive in the final moments. And on a drive and a huge field goal has put Notre Dame in the lead 32-29 with 17 seconds to go. And he was as cool as the other side of the pillow.
I mean, two drives that were absolutely outstanding by Cone.
So Thomas takes the kick. And he's going to be tied up by the Irish. Very quick to react on special teams with 13 seconds to play. Xavier Watts there. First man to find him. So the Hokies looking for a miracle. Braxton Burmeister's already had a terrific moment in this game despite a lot of injury woes. Rushing from 19 yards to score. Just seconds to play. Burmeister looking downfield and throws that one into the bench. And a tip as well. Second down and 10.
Yeah, and see, here's the deal. With 6 seconds left and where you are on the field, well, I think what has to happen here is there's got to be some type of special. You clearly can't throw it down into the end zone. This, to me, is your completion and then lateral the football play.
Final moments. They're going to try some trickery. Off to Gallo. And hurled to the deck, and that's it. Clock goes to zeros, and Notre Dame has won it 32-29, coming into one of the most hostile environments in all of college football, and they pull it out. The Irish now 5-1 on the season. The Hokies drop to 3-2. Notre Dame comes through in the end. Jonathan Doerer with a 48-yard field goal to win it. As we take a look at our MVP of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Well, I think the MVP of the game has to be Jack Cohn with the way that he came back into the football game after getting benched to lead them on a couple of game-winning drives. Absolutely, absolutely outstanding.
Let's get on to Kelsey.